Hello everyone, welcome back to Lit League. In this video, we are going to discuss The Lotus by Toru Dutt. In this discussion, we are going to look into the short introduction about the poem and the detailed summary along with the mind map, suggestions for the essay subtitle, and the study questions for your exam preparation. Introduction. The Lotus by Toru Dutt is a poignant exploration of the symbolic significance of the lotus flower in Indian culture and spirituality. Through rich imagery and evocative language that celebrates the lotus as a powerful emblem of purity, beauty, and spiritual enlightenment. Let's move on to the stanza-wise summary into the mind map. Stanza 1. So, stanza 1 introduces the lotus as a symbol of purity and divine grace. It also discusses the how lotus emerging from the muddy waters but remaining unstained. The nature of the lotus. First stanza gives the introduction about the symbol of the lotus purity and divine grace. Also, it discussed the nature of the lotus, how the lotus is emerging from the muddy waters but remaining unstained. Coming to the second stanza talks about the contrast between the lotus and other flowers, how lotus differs from the other flowers, also the reflection on the lotus enduring beauty and resilience. Stanza 3. The lotus connection to ancient myths and legends. In Indian Hindu mythology, where gods and goddesses Saraswati, Lakshmi, are depicted with lotus flowers. Stanza 4. The lotus significance beyond Indian culture in other Eastern and Western traditions. Also, the universality of the lotus as the symbol of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Stanza 4 discusses the lotus significance beyond Indian culture, also the universalityness of the symbol of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Finally, the fifth stanza, the concluding stanza, gives the personal touch to the poet, her personal reflection on the poet's admiration for the lotus beauty and grace. The final stanza gives the two core points. Number one is the poet's admiration for the lotus beauty and grace. Number two, the poet's desire to be like the lotus, untouched by worldly impurities. It connects with the stanza one, how the lotus is emerging from muddy waters but remaining unstained. Likewise, the poet's desire is to be like the lotus, how the lotus is remaining unstained, though it is inside the muddy waters. Likewise, the poet wants to be untouched by the worldly impurities. Next, we'll move on to the subtitle suggestions. The suggestions here will definitely helpful to you while writing your essay, and it will help you to remember the entire summary. It goes purity and divinity, cultural significance, spiritual enlightenment, beauty and grace, spiritual journey, and divine perfection. You can make use of these subtitles while writing your essay. Here goes the study questions for your exam preparation. When you go through the questions, when you want to look into the questions, you must connect with the major themes of the poetry or any work of art. So here we go with the symbolism and imagery, cultural context, and themes and messages. These are the core we can connect with the questions. How does the lotus serve as a symbol in the poem in connection with symbolism and imagery? Because the entire poem is talks about the symbolism, definitely we can expect the question with lotus serve as, how does the lotus serve as a symbol, or analyze the imagery associated with the lotus. Also the cultural context, how it connects with the Indian mythology or religious, etc. Coming to the themes and messages, the themes, the core themes, what themes does the poem explore and how are they developed throughout the stanzas? This might be expected questions. Discuss the message or moral lesson. So the moral lesson, it connects with the first stanza along with the fifth concluding stanza. The questions here: personal reflection, comparative analysis, and language and style. These are the core points where we directly connect with the poetry. How does the poet's personal admiration, why the poet wanted to be like the lotus? What is the desire of the poet? Do you think the poet's own spiritual beliefs or experiences shape the poem's interpretation? So these are the expected questions, and you must know about the compare and contrast the lotus with other symbols, and the comparison that Toru Dutt's treatment of lotus compare with that other poets or other writers. Examine the poet's use of language or the poetic style. So these are the suggestions, study questions for your exam preparations. If you have any questions or any doubts in this discussion, you can share those doubts and questions in the comment box that will be shared in the separate, discussed in the separate video. Thank you for listening. Thank you.